guests, have you ever been in a situation where you missed the mark with your message? You didn't connect with your audience? You thought you had one message, but the audience heard another message. I'm sure for many of you it resonates when you give a speech, but I'm actually talking about in life in general. There are times when you think you're saying one thing and they may hear another. It can be at an office meeting, or on a date with a beautiful woman, or giving a speech. I struggled with this all the time. I learned a valuable lesson from a colleague of mine. Unfortunately, it was her mistake, but I learned from it. And she taught me something called cognitive flexibility. And I'll get to what that means a little bit later. But let's get to how we figured this out together. We were both managers at a university. We were working in executive education. We both managed different portfolios of different programs where executives would come in for about a week or so and learn about strategy or sales or whatever it may be. Her name was Becky. She was a little bit older than I was. She had come from corporate America, very successful in her job there as well as with the university. I looked up to her. She was somebody that I wanted to be like. She was powerful in her speeches and how she spoke business with these CEOs when they came in. So I looked to her as kind of an advisor. So she asked me one day if I would help her out with one of her programs. It was a brand new program. The National Football League was coming to the university. And about 40 of the NFL players were going to stay in the university and they were going to learn about how to better manage their finances. So they're in class all day, and during the night we plan these kind of social gatherings to keep them entertained and having a good time. So on the first night, Becky plans an event around a sporting event. Because why wouldn't NFL players want to watch a sporting event? So she ordered the food, she ordered some alcohol, and we were ready to go. Now when you think of football, what kind of food do you think of?
Pizza.
Right. Sitting on your couch on Sunday, watching the Bears, in my case the Patriots, but watching football, having pizza and wings and beers. That was her mistake. NFL players don't eat pizza, or wings, or barely drink beer. But that's what we thought of, right? That's how we resonated with our audience. Football players are well-oiled machines. Some of them look like big fat linemen, but I assure you their diets are rigid and precise for how many calories they're taking in, and it's not pizza most of the time. The event was an utter failure. That, and we didn't order longer beds. They stayed in the dormitories, and these guys were huge, and they were sleeping on like freshman dorm-sized beds. But really, the food was where we made an epic failure. And I realized that we were looking at the audience as if we were the audience, and not looking at them. And cognitive flexibility is actually a marketing technique that I learned later on in life, and I actually apply the two together. But cognitive flexibility is forgetting everything you personally know about a situation. Take yourself out of the equation, learn about the audience that you're speaking to, and then put yourself back into the equation as them. Now it sounds very simple, but it's extremely hard to do, to forget everything you know about it. There's actually a technique where you have to take a basic event that you would go to and describe it without knowing anything about it. Like as an example, if I had to describe a baseball game to somebody, but I've never seen a baseball game before, I have to describe what I'm seeing. You take it to the bare bones and you build it back up. And then you learn from that. And that's how you apply your messaging. Now I said before, it probably resonates with you if you're giving a speech, but really you can do this technique in everything you do. When you have an audience in front of you, forget what you know, forget what you believe, take a moment to understand your audience and look at it from their perspective, and then deliver the message they're looking for. Thank you.